Hey, Stephen Bonacor, the Podfather of Gaming, and I'm here to make a major game release announcement for my buddies over at Stronghold Games. And I mentioned it's a biggie in the Terraforming Mars line, and it is Terraforming Mars, the dice game. On Monday, September 26th, at about 11 a.m. Eastern Time, this will be launching on Kickstarter. You should go over and check that out. Kickstarter after Monday, September 26th at 11 a.m. Terraforming Mars, the dice game. I've got a pre-production copy sitting right here on my game table. It's only a prototype, so do not consider this final. In fact, if you look at this box, it's just white on this side. Not even the final rules, but I'm going to give you a quick run through on generally what the game is going to look like, and it's more or less similarities to Terraforming Mars, the board game, and Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Here we go. Okay, here you see the prototype for Terraforming Mars, the dice game. It's a card-driven dice game where players use special dice to develop their corporations and terraform Mars into a new home for humanity. The dice represent resources that players spend to play cards and perform other actions. During the game, you increase your production of dice, you terraforming and place cities and special tiles and greenery tiles on the board and gain various bonuses. Each turn, you either take a production turn or an action turn. Whenever you terraforming Mars, either raising oxygen, raising the temperature, or placing an ocean tile, you're going to gain 2 VPs just like in the board game. You can also gain VP by placing tiles and playing cards, as well as winning awards and milestones. The game ends when 2 of the 3 global parameters have been completed. Either oxygen goes all the way up to 16, the temperature goes up to +8 Celsius, or you get all 7 ocean tiles on the board. 2 of those happen. Player with the most points wins the game. Game is now set up for 4 players. I'm just going to quickly run through some of the parts of this game and that you can see right here. Again, this is a prototype, so the quality of these components will be highly upgraded in the final production. Victory point track, you'll see the victory point markers here, the player colors. When players reach 5 victory points and 11 victory points, they'll gain bonus cards. Bonus cards are scoring cards for the end of the game. Actually, I should say they're cards that will give resources in various cases. They'll do various things at various times during the game when you get these bonus cards. Breakthrough is a bonus. Terraforming Expert, the Heat Expert. Various bonuses that you'll get as you go to here. So they're not end of game, but they're bonuses that you will be able to pick up as you get higher onto the track. So you're going to try to race out there to 5 and to 12 at least to get those bonuses, which are really going to help you. The dice pool, as I mentioned, have various symbols. These are custom dice, and they've got various symbols on them. Each one of these dice, I should probably just put a bunch in my hand. Here we go. And I hope I'm getting that decently on camera. They will be rolled, and they will give you the production on any given turn. Now, an interesting thing is that the different sides of those dice have a different rarity. For instance, I'm flipping through the manual, yes. Mega credits, that's common. Leaves, plants are common. Energy is common. Uncommon could be things like science, microbes, water, titanium, and an event. And rare could include Earth. If you remember, I had that in my initial roll. I have Earth in my initial roll. Rare. Animals are rare. Where are you, animal? Oxygen is rare. Cities are rare. Nuclear is rare. The ones I did not mention that were common were temperature is a common and steel is a common. So those are going to play into your calculation on the kind of resources you get when you do the rolls and when you get more and more of the dice to roll. in any good Terraforming Mars game, there's a project deck. Quite an extensive project deck, I'm sure, that are going to be in the final game and as well in this prototype. You're going to recognize some of those projects. Here's an artificial lake, lava flows, media group. They're going to act differently, of course, in this game versus the board game, but you'll recognize that you have events that are red, you have the green, which I cannot remember the name of them, and then the blue ones as well, which are actions that will happen over time. You have awards. Now, this is the way awards work in this version, Terraforming Mars, the dice game. You randomly roll 3 of the 5 different kinds of dice, and you select one of each of 3 different colors, and these particular dice symbols, you will get bonuses if you have the most of these at the end of the game. So that's how awards work. You're going to be trying to get to the highest or second highest of these particular symbols on the cards that you end up playing in front of you by the end of the game. Milestones. Randomly, I selected 3 milestones here. A celebrity milestone. Could be me. The mogul milestone. Could be me. And the generalist. That's probably Tom Vassell. So then there are plenty of other ones that can be randomly or specifically placed down depending on the kind of game that you want to play any given time. I like the player order that is selected. The person most recently who've won a game of Terraforming Mars of any variant is the first player in the game. I usually play red, so I probably would not have been that person, so I'm probably in the back. You get 5 project cards to start the game, and you get 2 corporations, and you select one. I selected Lakefront Resorts because I'm kind of a resort kind of guy. And just to show you some of the cards, we have this swamp card, which allows you to put down an ocean, a plantation, allows you to put down a greenery. That'll kind of go well with my lakefront resorts if I got the ocean down and placed that greenery down. You got some gene repair, aquifer pumping, biomaterials. Again, these cards are similar but different from the original game. Get to see how they play. If you haven't already figured it out, here we have some of the special tiles that can be placed, just like in the original game. Some city tiles that can be placed on the board. Greenery tiles. And these special bonus tokens. These are actually called wild tokens. These are used in the game when there are no dice of the type that you need to pull in. You get a wild token instead. Obviously, you can use the wild token then to use whatever resource that you would like to use. As I mentioned, players will continue to take turns until the end game is triggered when 2 of the 3 global parameters hits the top. That's temperature, 7 oceans, or oxygen at 16%. When 2 of those 3 happens, the game end is triggered. Player with the highest victory points is going to win. And that is a preview of Terraforming Mars, the dice game, which is launching 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Kickstarter, Monday, September 26th. I can't get deeply into the game with you because this is only a preview. I don't do reviews. And I literally got the game like an hour ago, set it up, quickly read the introduction and the setup of the game. I don't know how it plays, but it looks quick, like a dice version of a major, long game would take. The entire set of rules, including the covers, and the covers have references on them and lots of pictures. It's 12 pages and it's not even 8. A4 paper, and it's not 8.5 by 11. So it's going to be obviously a distilled version of Terraforming Mars, 1 to 4 players. It says 60 minutes. I like that. Nice quick play time. Terraforming Mars, the dice game. Check it out. Thank you for watching. This is Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of Gaming. We'll see you soon.